Denver 7 Now is sponsored by Ferguson and BAC Appliance Center, the best in bath, kitchen, and lighting for your home.
I'm Ann Trujillo with the latest from Denver 7.
Immediately, big fireball, and I just thought, gosh,
it was horrible. It was really bad.
Denver 7's Tom Mustin and his brother recalling what happened moments before witnessing this. A semi-truck crossing the center median on C-470 near Bowles, crashing through a guardrail, falling 30 feet and then bursting into flames. 5 vehicles were involved in this crash after the semi lost control. As Denver 7's Liz Gilardi shows us, witnesses could not believe what they were seeing.
I was looking out, and I saw him in the eastbound lane cut right over. I said, Tom, do you see that?
An out-of-control semi-truck. The video taken shortly after it crashed shows smoke so thick they could barely see.
And I looked up and saw this truck cut across, the other lane of traffic, and it went through the median like butter. It just cut right through, smashed into the side here, and then burst into flames.
Denver 7 reporter and weekend anchor Tom Mustin was heading to Boulder with his brother Lloyd. They were only a few cars away as they witnessed the semi cut across the eastbound lanes into westbound traffic.
And immediately, big fireball, and I just thought, gosh,
it was horrible. It was really bad.
Their video and video from Air Tracker 7 shows how bad it was. Colorado State Patrol says the semi hit another car, killing both drivers. And debris from the crash hit 3 cars, but no one in those vehicles was seriously injured. Investigators are trying to figure out what caused the semi to lose control.
We've talked to witnesses and those who were involved in it. No one has really been able to give us any indicators that the semi was doing anything that it shouldn't have been. So that's one of the things the investigators are going to look at.
The semi was carrying a load of sand. Police say it was no match for the guardrail dividing traffic.
So surreal in the moment that we're just observing it. And then after we reflected on it and shot some video of it, you just realize how fleeting life can be and how lucky you are.
That was Denver 7's Liz Gilardi reporting. The eastbound lanes of C-470 are back open. The westbound lanes should be closed until late Thursday evening at least. The victims have not yet been identified. We are hearing from the family of a Colorado teenager who was horribly burned in an explosion in Cambodia. Abbey Alexander and her parents left Firestone, Colorado for Asia, hoping to find adventure, building a life there. Abbey had adopted 5 cats. She was on her way to her job as a kindergarten teacher when a tanker truck ignited while transferring gas, and her clothes singed her skin. 2nd and 3rd degree burns covered her body, and she has been through several surgeries, but she's alive.
One day she was just kind of fighting and, just angry about this situation and kept moving and stuff. And I was like, "Are you in pain?" She's like, "No." Like, "Are you uncomfortable?" And she's like, "No." But I'm like, "Are you just pissed off?" And she's like, "Yes." I'm like, "Okay, we can deal with that."
Poor family. And these medical bills do not come cheap. So far, the family has raised $47,000 of their $250,000 goal. You can find a link to donate on thedenverchannel.com. Parents of students packed in this bus say they've been vindicated. The Weld RE4 school district says there was nothing wrong in the first place. Now, the backstory here, Mom says this bigger and better bus picked up her kids this morning following our reporting about overcrowding. And we called the district to see if that was true, and they told us, no, the buses remain under capacity and there is no need to change anything. Well, either way, we are still getting complaints from parents about their kids' buses, which means we're going to keep following up on this issue until it is resolved. All signs point to teachers in Park County RE2 going on strike. We told you yesterday that administrators left negotiations with the attitude that there just isn't enough money for raises. Well, teachers aren't buying that and say the district has reserved funds that could create a competitive salary. Right now, the average pay for educators in Park County is $40,000 a year. And some teachers say they are working second jobs just to pay their bills. And a strike vote is now set for Wednesday. Lost no more. Earlier this week, we told you about a veteran's photo album turning up on a Lakewood woman's doorstep. Well, she reached out to Contact 7 for help, and tonight we can tell you she has found the Marine who was featured in so many of these photos. Both intend to sit down with us to share their story here in the near future. This weekend is about one thing and one thing only. We're talking college football, and Colorado gets its first taste tomorrow night as CU takes on CSU in the Rocky Mountain Showdown. Of course, equally as important, the mascots, specifically Cam the Ram versus Ralphie the Buff. Denver 7's Jason Grenauer pits them head-to-head.
Friday night, under the lights, the Rams and the Buffaloes. And this Ram and this Buffalo. Introducing first, from Boulder.
Ralphie is a female buffalo. She looks nice and calm, but she is still a wild animal.
Handled by a varsity team, the Ralphie Runners.
I think it's an extreme sport.
Guiding, as much as they can, a wild buffalo across the field.
The most adrenaline you will ever feel in your life.
Introducing next, from Fort Collins.
Cam is a Rambouillet ram. He's about 4 years old. He weighs around 250 pounds.
A little less wild, a little more crowd-friendly.
He's much more domestic. I think he probably thinks he is a big dog, so he just likes attention, and yeah, he's pretty cool.
So let's face off. First, the bigger, faster, stronger title belongs to the buffalo.
She weighs approximately 1,200 pounds. And she can reach speeds of upwards of close to 30 miles an hour.
But who works more days a week? That would be the Ram at 50 to 80 events per year.
At pep rallies, we also do alumni, student and staff appreciation days, things like that, and usually all around the state.
But other colleges do some similar things with their mascots, so this might score a point for uniqueness.
Comparing the two, I would just say our buffalo runs across the field. And we hit close to 20 miles an hour, and I think they trot in the end zone, so I think that kind of says itself.
But when it comes to interacting with fans, that happens more in Fort Collins.
I think the cool thing about Cam is he's interactive and he's fun and he gets to know people. A buffalo sits in a field and he doesn't get to know people, so.
Looks like this one will be settled on the field on Friday night.
I think he's a lot better and he's way cooler to be around.
No mascot can compare, but especially that one up north.
All right, so let's hear it. Is Colorado's best mascot Cam? Is it Ralphie? Or maybe one we missed, like UNC's Claus the Bear? Email us your take, 360@thedenverchannel.com. And now from the First Alert Weather Center, here's a look at your forecast. Looks like we have a chance of showers over the next couple of nights, but then it is getting hot for Sunday and Monday. This has been your Denver 7 On Demand update. Thanks so much for joining us, and check back here later tonight for another update. And download the Denver 7 app for breaking news and alerts. I'm Ann Trujillo.